Hey guys, it's Debbie. So Elsie and I decided we wanted to try something different today because we've already tried Oreo graham cracker crust. We tried the regular graham cracker crust from scratch. So we said we had extra vanilla wafers left over. So we decided we were going to try our graham cracker crust as a Nilla wafer crust. So I took the entire bag and I beat it with a rolling pin. You can do whatever you want to with it. Like you can put it in a food processor if you wish. You can do a lot of stuff with this. So you put in melted butter into this. Some of these recipes, that whatever ones you determine that you want to like create or make or whatever, but for the most part they want you to use, like, I think it's 4 tablespoons of butter. Mm-hmm. But this one called for a 1/3 cup of butter, and of course then we put the 1/3 cup of sugar in it. Now we're going to have to bake this, set it up, because we're going to be making it in our cheesecake pan. Because Elsie and I are going to make a Orangesicle cheesecake pie. It sounds really good. It's a no-bake pie, by the way, because it is summertime. It's hot in the kitchen, and who wants to be baking all day in a hot kitchen? So we're trying to find things that are nice and cool. That's why we've been doing a lot of cream pies, so we can at least keep it cool in the kitchen. All right, so that's how it looks after we are done mixing it up. Yeah, there's probably going to be little pieces in here, but you know what? That's a part of it. They're yummy. That's right, it's yummy. So we're going to push this out. I think this is going to be a little more than I expected, Elsie. What we learned too, when you're making something like this, you need a flat bottom.
To press it into
press
place.
down, yeah, to press it into place, and that way it won't.
That also makes it where the bigger pieces that might still be in there, it doesn't matter. They become part of the bottom of the crust. If you remember creamsicle ice cream as a kid, like the ice cream truck would come around and you get these little creamsicle pops, sickles or whatever, that's basically what the theme of this is you're going to get a creamsicle flavor. I have orange jello that gets cooked on the stove, you know, like you're going to make a jello, and then it gets incorporated into the ingredients for the pie, like the cream cheese and the other components that we'll discuss when we get that far. But it all gets made into, and it truly does look like a creamsicle when you're done with it, and you go to cut into the pie, it will look like a creamsicle popsicle.
So this we're going to put into the oven at 350 for 10 minutes, and then we'll take it out, and then we'll come back and we'll make our creamsicle cheesecake. Mm-hmm.
The first step of this is we put our water on the stove to boil, and just 1 3-ounce packet of orange gelatin. Pour it in here, and basically you're just bringing it to a boil so that it melts the gelatin, and then we set it aside and let it set for 5 minutes as we're doing the rest of the ingredients. So this is the first thing because it needs to set for 5 minutes and cool down a little. This is going to be a pretty thick pie because we have 4 packages of cream cheese going in here. So I'm going to just put the cream cheese into the mixing bowl. And then we'll put the powdered sugar in and then mix it until it's all incorporated together. Now this recipe doesn't do like normal because I'm used to it saying room temperature cream cheese. This does not say anything at all about that. So we are just putting it in at regular temperature and push this down, turn it on.
Now we're not using the whisk on this because the cream cheese is too cold and too thick, and it would just be a hot mess. We did it that way.
Alright, we're going to mix this up until it's creamed together pretty good. And you just got out the whipped cream that you just made. If I can get this. Put the cream cheese into the mixing bowl. And then we'll put the powdered sugar in. And then mix it until it's all incorporated together. Now this recipe doesn't do like normal because I'm used to it saying room temperature cream cheese. This does not say anything at all about that. So we are just putting it in at regular temperature and push this down, turn it on.
Now we're not using the whisk on this because the cream cheese is too cold and too thick, and it would just be a hot mess. We did it that way.
Alright, we're going to mix this up. Alright.
Wow.
Big old glob.
Okay.
But it'll mix in.
So what we're doing now is we're going to put in the Jell-O, and then we're going to turn it back on and start incorporating it in.
Okay. Woo! Slowly turn it on. We need something to scrape down the sides. I'm thinking that this is left, the cream cheese is left at normal cold temperature because it is a really cold pie and you're going to be setting it up, so that's probably why. But because the cream cheese is cold, it is a little more difficult to mix in and incorporate together. But once we get it going good, then it won't take but a short little bit to get it incorporated. Once. It smells like creamsicle.
Does it?
Yeah, it does. I remember those little push-up pops. Those things were good in a cold summer day.
It's hard to tell with the mask on.
And they were cheap too. They weren't inexpensive.
With the little thing on the top, you have to pull it
and
off.
you pull it off, and then you push it up and eat it. Okay. Mix it up now. Yeah, that'll be better. Okay, I'm gonna scrape down the sides. Now you can see the difference. It's looking better. Make sure you get all the sides. You want it all incorporated. Yeah, there's pieces or stuff down near the bottom that needs to be incorporated still. You know I'm gonna have to try that.
So we also made some, we put some orange zest. So we're going to add that into it to give it a little more flavor.
Let's try it one more time.
So instead of using Cool Whip, we used our own whipping cream. So it's like 2 cups of heavy cream, and then we put 3 tablespoons of confectioner's sugar and 2 teaspoons of vanilla to make our, and that's kind of like a standard. You could look that up online, and you could tweak it to where however you want it. I like a little more vanilla in it. It just gives a little better flavor.
Still needs a little bit more. It's getting there though. You get a little bit of white from the cream cheese still near the bottom. You want to make sure it's all, because you don't want to get just a straight up cream cheese flavor in your pie when you go to eat it. You want to make sure it's all mixed together. Try it one more time. I think we're getting there. And this is actually going to get, all of this is going to get folded in with the spatula here, because you don't want to lose your consistency of your whipped topping that you just whipped.
So we're going to save a little bit of this to put on the top.
Make it pretty.
Do you want me to take this off?
Yep.
Alrighty.
I'm sure, Taylor, you want to try that?
Here, you want to try it? Nothing goes to waste around here. We have
Okay.
lots of people who are willing to taste test for us.
Okay. Good.
Is it good? It smells good, and that's through a mask, and this is a double layered mask.
It tastes like the
Are Are you ready?
The little ice cream. Yep.
Got a lot of whipped cream here.
Yeah, this is a big pie.
It's actually going to be in the cheesecake pan. That's what we put our vanilla wafer crust in.
Okay.
Now that smelled yummy when we were baking it.
Yeah, it did.
So this has to sit in the fridge.
For a few hours, just to set up, firm up good.
Yeah, and you don't want to cheat on that because it could make the difference of it being a pie that's a little firm and holding its own, or a pie that's runny and soft.
Right.
So
Yep.
that's one thing about cream pies. If you don't put them in for the time that it's allotted.
Ooh, you get a workout doing this.
You want me to do it?
My muscles on my arm are burning.
Do you want me to do it, Else?
Yes, if you don't mind.
Okay. And I'll leave you to put that in there now.
Lord of mercy.
Okay. I'm telling you, it's going to taste yummy. Taylor says it already is yummy.
Does it taste like the little creamsicle ice creams that you get? The pop-ups? Yep,
Especially with the zest.
that's what it smells like, I know.
The zest makes it better. More orangey flavor.
Okay, we got the pie crust out of the freezer, and now I'm just gonna dump this right into the middle of it, and then we'll spread it all out.
That's nice and thick.
Yeah, this is a nice.
By the
This
way-
would be good for a big crowd, honestly. Probably bigger than our people that we have here, especially with other desserts that we got going. What was you gonna say, by the way? What?
Yeah, that's it's gonna set up really nice because some of the cream pies, if you're not careful and you don't let them set up for the time that they need to sit up for, it said that you need to leave it in the refrigerator for at least 2 hours.
Well, we got enough time. We're gonna have more than 2 hours. This is gonna be pretty when we get that orange zest on top with some more decorations of whipped cream. It's gonna be real pretty.
Yeah, so Elsie and I are going to be practicing like rosettes and stuff like that on the top. So
Yeah.
we're gonna.
She has more experience at that than me because I haven't decorated any of the cakes or anything. So I wanted her to show me some of that today.
That looks nice. Very
And
nice.
I think it looks good. All right. All right, we're gonna snack on this. All right.
All right, guys. We'll see you in a little bit.
All right, bye.
Hi, I'm Elsie.
And I'm Debbie.
With Two Sisters Southern Cooking.
We thank you for visiting our page.